Srinantu Bishe Amritasya Putra Aedhamani Dibbani Tastu Vidahametang Purushang Mahantang Adityavarnang Tamosa Parastat Tamiva Viditva Otimritumeti Naina Pantha Vidate Ayonayo.
Excuse me,
Yes, please.
may I know please what is this?
Oh, this is. I was just praying.
Praying?
Yeah, praying to God.
What for?
What for? What do you pray for?
Pray?
Do you pray or not?
No?
Ah,
Is there any concept of praying?
are you a non-believer? You
Is
don't
there-
believe in the existence of God?
No?
Okay. So why, man? What is the reason for your disbelief in God?
Reason?
Yeah, there must be some reason.
Do you think that it takes a little to pray to God?
Yeah, listen, there is some superpower.
Power?
Yes, superpower.
How can you get that power?
It is not a question of getting that power. It's a question of realizing that power. That power exists. There is something beyond our comprehension.
How can it possible?
Well, listen, even in Hamlet, you will see Shakespeare has written a line that is, there are more things in heaven and earth than are dreamt of in your philosophy, Horatio.
That is real and this real. There is a gulf between the real and the real.
No, actually, see, in human life, there are many questions which have no answer. And then you know very well that there is something beyond our comprehension that is generally behind the scene.
And you feel that you are hefty block?
No, I'm mentally strong, obviously, and I have been mentally strong only because of that invisible power.
So what for you're praying to the God or the goddess?
I'm praying. No, not that sort of God or goddess. I'm not talking about small g God, but capital G God. There is small g God. Now, whether you will believe in or not, that is up to you, because that is controversial to a certain extent. See, we cannot prove that God exists, but we can feel, because
So what for you're praying?
whatever you can prove is three-dimensional. You cannot go beyond three dimensions. And now God is not, of course, bound in this three-dimensional frame.
But I do not find anything which stands for reason.
There are so many things, like say for example, how we get water. Think of this, from the seas, the water, the vapor goes up into the sky, and there the vapor gets, forms into a cloud, and that cloud doesn't remain at one place only. The cloud spreads from one place to another place, carrying the water in itself, and there, when it rains, the rainwater comes down, and we the human beings get the water. And without water, you cannot survive.
You are absolutely right, but there is a reason for scientific, logical ways. The reason is that the sun rises in the morning. Throughout the day, the sun we get, and the heat of the sun we get. So it's very natural. The sea water or the ocean water gets
Vaporizes.
overheated, and after that it vaporizes and it transfer into the cloud. And the cloud moves by the air one place to another place. So where is the question of a God-related thing? I cannot understand what do you mean by.
But don't you think that there is a huge power working, and as a result of that, all the things are happening?
Which power you are going to talk about?
Think of the birth of a child. Think of a human body. How the human body is shaped. Say you have your lunch, you have dinner, and you have breakfast. After that, you don't have to worry about digesting that food. So the system is made in such a way that without knowing, you see your food is digested.
There is a biological system.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How is the system working? For any machine to work, there is energy required. Now, that may be electricity, that energy may be
Fuel.
produced. Yes, any sort of fuel. Now, fuel actually, human body. Where does the human body get this fuel from? You would say food. Food,
Yes.
food you take, but after that, from the food, this energy is obtained, and how that energy is obtained from food.
It's very natural. If a person takes a number of times the food, and after that, if he doesn't do anything, and if he regrets himself like a couch potato, so it is very natural that the food cannot be digested.
Now, there are a lot of medical miracles. What do you say about that?
That is the charisma of the doctors.
No, medical miracles. Doctors cannot explain. So, doctor has given up. The doctor has already given up the case. The doctor has told that now you pray to God. It is beyond our hands. And then all of a sudden it is found that that ailing man starts living again, and he survives that. That sort of suffering, and then people say that, oh, it's a medical miracle, but in fact science cannot explain that, and that's why science has given this name miracle.
But I am not quite agree with you what you are trying to say. Maybe
Now, how do you explain a medical miracle? How it happens when the doctors say that they have nothing more to do?
maybe the help of the medicine's effect.
No. The doctors actually say that this is beyond the capacity of medicines to cure that man, to heal that man.
Maybe that patient's strength and the mental power
Yes, that is it. This mental power. Where does this mental power come from?
within.
Within. What is within? What is there within? Where is your mind? Can you tell me? Doctors have seen everything in the human body. They have found the kidneys, they have found the liver, they have found the heart, they have found the lungs, they have found the brain, the neurons in the brain, but they have not found any organ anywhere in this body which is called mind. So, where does this mind come from? In spite of the fact that there is no organ working for the mind, or
Still,
working
it
as
is
the mind.
for me uncomfortable situation, or you may tell that it is bugging me. What is the connection with the God-related thing, the human body?
Well, how old are you?
Me 28.
28. So 28 years ago, where were you? Did you exist 28 years ago?
I haven't born.
You were not born.
No.
So can you imagine that particular time when you were not in existence? You exist always.
What we are going to talk about, I really cannot answer ahead and tell of this statement.
You exist always in different forms. Now you are in the human body form, okay? You're standing in front of me talking to me, and say after 60 years or 70 years, you will not be, of course, in this body form. And then you will exist on a different level, in a different form.
You want to mean that a person needs to be highly spiritualist?
Whether you will be a spiritual guy or not, that is up to you. But you are a spiritual guy. You are a spiritual being.
Am I?
First. Everybody is.
You can identify, but myself I do not know.
You are not aware of that. You will be aware of that very soon. By very soon, I mean when you are no more in this body. Then you will get a little surprised to see that, my God, I exist, though the body doesn't exist anymore. So that is the time, that is the moment of wonder, the surprise. That, I have not died, the body has died. So I exist. So when you exist, then only it is possible for you to realize that yes, there is some bigger power at work beyond our comprehension.
That never I felt so. Really, what a logical reason you have kept in front of me. So I feel that I need to go through in detail.
Not only I, man, even Dr. Einstein has told about God. Dr. Einstein was asked his idea of God. And then Dr. Einstein told that my religion consists of a humble admiration of the illimitable superior spirit who reveals himself in the slight details we are able to perceive with our frail and feeble minds. And that deeply emotional conviction of the presence of a superior reasoning power forms my idea of God. So you can understand, being a great scientist, Lord Einstein realized that there was a bigger power, and he bowed down before that power. and that was his religion. So he was, of course, a very religious man in that sense. Though he did not believe in idolatry, he did not believe in religion the way we common people do. He did in his own way. Even you know that if you ask a religious man about God, the religious man will also give his or her, I mean, his definition of God. But that will not be exactly like that of Dr. Einstein. Like here, I would like to cite the example of Rishi Aurobindo. Rishi Aurobindo was also asked to define God. Rishi Aurobindo imagined God in the female form. And then he said that to be close to her is a profound happiness, and to feel her within the heart is to make existence a rapture. Grace, charm, tenderness flow out from her like light from the sun, and wherever she fixes her wonderful gaze or lets fall the loveliness of her smile, the soul is seized and made captive and plunged into the depths of an unfathomable bliss. That was the definition given by Rishi Aurobindo. So you can understand very well that they are all great names. It is not that they were very puny, tiny creatures, so we may ignore them. Not like this. They were great people, and when they failed this, they had the power to describe God. Now, if you ask me, I'm a common, ordinary, very ordinary common man. So if you ask me to define God, I cannot. Simply, I cannot. My words will fail me. But they were great people. They could. So we have to rely on what they have said. When we know that these people, really it was nonsense, these people wouldn't have said anything about this nonsense.
So how did you get this sort of ideas?
It is a kind of idea that is.
Do you go to a temple on a regular basis? Do you realize the thing in detail?
No, not exactly, because it's not possible for me to go to a temple, because I feel that the house in which I live itself is a temple, and you have to enshrine your God in that temple. So you don't need to go to any other temple or mosque or church for that, because the house in which you live is to be transformed into a temple, into a church, into a mosque. And then you will see that the house is full of positive energy, and you feel that positive energy. And when you feel that positive energy, you very naturally understand to a certain extent, though you cannot explain, because you are an ordinary man, as I am an ordinary man. We are not great.
So who can explain?
As I have told you about what Dr. Einstein has said about Rishi Aurobindo, so these people can explain.
But
now,
these people are the exceptional.
Exceptional, that's why we have to follow them. What is the value of following somebody who is like you, like me? Because he or she will take me nowhere. But if you follow the greater ones, then only it is possible for you to reach a certain height. You may not be able to reach the height of Dr. Einstein, but at least to a certain extent. Now, you may, I shall advise you to read Kathamrita by Srimo Mahendra Babu. Okay. So his Kathamrita is there. You may read that, of course.
Is there any English
yes,
version?
English version is there.
What is that name of that book?
The Gospel.
Okay.
So collect it from Belmont or any bookstore. There near Belmont there is a bookstore. So from there also you may get it and read that. Then you will understand to a certain extent how God operates, how God acts,
okay,
how nicely Sri Ramakrishna Dev has explained, and he has cited a lot of examples even. And so if you go through those examples, then you will understand that, oh, this is the power that he could exemplify. He could actually cite examples for. We common people cannot do that.
No, really, the way you have explained that, really I need to think of it. Previously I didn't thought of it so deeply, but the way you have explained, the way you have exemplified few examples, so I feel that this particular holy book I need to go through once.
So when you find time, come over to our place.
Yes,
we shall be talking about.
Yes, so I think that I can enrich more knowledge about the spirituality, about the religion
and spiritual.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much for your great helping hand.
See you.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.